Which one are we playing? That one, right? Mm-hmm. That sounds perfect. Playing the C. You like the C harps?
It's just the first one I grabbed, to be honest. I like minors and different.
I never got that good.
Minors
I like my G.
Minors are pretty fun, man. It takes a minute to get used to them. I mean, but it gives you a whole different kind of.
That thing is not overpowering at all. I thought it would be like super loud. It's not.
It can get loud. I use a voltage regulator that controls the volts coming out of the wall. If it's on bypass,
It gets full.
yeah.
And
So
you're doing some sag on it.
it just brings the voltage down to where it should be for the old amps.
Okay.
Because some places the voltage can get like 127, 130, which will make it run hotter, which will make the amp sound different, wear the tubes out faster. It's a pretty expensive piece of equipment though. It's about $350, $400. But if you're gonna play vintage stuff or any tube amp at all, I would recommend getting
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this is like an Echoplex kind of tube bender, and this is just a tube harmonica kind of distortion pedal, but it kind of ain't a distortion pedal. It just kind of gives you a little bit more bite. Now, this is just an amp going straight in, which, it's a single in 7591 tube. So
that's Class A amp.
So, which it can get rowdy, but I mean,
7591 is that the military term for a 6L6?
Yep.
Okay.
It's kind of in between like a 6V6 and a 6L6.
That's what I want to do with that.
Yeah. It's kind of like the best of both worlds, to be honest.
I was looking at now it's let's see, it's not Uncle Doug, it's damn it. I'll remember in a second, send you a moment. But the other guy, he's doing a lot of 6V6s, which I don't mind 6V6s, but I want the power of a 6L6. But I want the Class A.
This is I think this is the tube that you need to get in between. Yeah. Now I have another Premier. It's a Widow Peak. It looks like Eddie Munster's hairdo. And it's a twin. It has two 7591s.
Yep.
And that thing is a monster.
Oh yeah, it's just too much.
But it ain't. It's loud enough to be able to play anywhere, but it ain't like twin reverb overpower. You know what I'm saying? It just gets a real good.
Something. I had a 74X Marshall that I bought for like a really steal, and they were going for $37.99. Used anywhere you could buy them, right? And it's a reissue, but it was point-to-point, hand wired, and all that stuff. It said Marshall on it too, right? So I got to buy this thing. It was $1,600, and I drove to Beaver Dam to get it. I was like 16. I got it, and I went and bought it. I could not freaking play it anywhere. It was too loud. You could not turn it up loud enough to break up. The breakup was just so. I'm all about the Class A if I can do it.
Mm-hmm. I think the 7591 tube is the best. I love 6V6s. They sound good, but it's like you just need that little bit more. You know what I'm saying? It seems like even with it cranked, it sounds sweet, but it's like, man, if I just had that little bit more clarity, where you get it with the 7590.
Yeah.
And it's not a 6L6, but it's a lot more than the 6V6.
Yep.
And you can get them pretty easy. Now it does have the eyeball Vox tube in it, which is let me make sure I got this right, an EF86 tube.
I never heard of that.
Vox used it. It has that in it too. It has a preamp has that preamp in it, and it has reverb, tremolo. I mean, it's
You
actually,
got reverb and tremolo on that thing
yeah,
too?
yeah.
That's amazing.
Now I got the pedals off, and it's just straight amp, which it ain't.
I'm gonna have to rework the trem on that. It's just too fast. Oh
Which I mean, it can get Dick Deli sounding, but
why are you not making movie tracks? Jeez.
yeah, the tremolo will work without the pedal too. Which I mean, I never use it for hard. I mean, it depends. I mean, it's one of the things where if you had it, you could do something kind of new, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Wow.
So I mean, you could get this thing and
Is that a two-bass tremolo, or is it a freaking optical?
two.
Awesome.
So it's got two
Awesome.
reverb, two tremolo. So I mean, I thought about selling the amp, to be honest, because I don't use it a whole lot, and I have like 8.
I know what you mean.
So it's like, well, I don't know. And then I played it a little bit, and I'm like, well, I'm just hoping no one wants to give me nothing for it. Man.
No. Well, you know what? After they get tired of freaking working with stuff that's got like that Marshall right there, I think that was like the first step that Marshall took towards its decline.
Right.
I swear to God, because the way that they built that amp right there has a problem with overheating because of where the tubes are. It is freaking all. It's got a lot of solid state crap in it. It's got, but I'll tell you where I really got a lesson was that freaking tube screamer amp right there. Now that tube screamer amp, the reason I bought it is because I love tube screamers. Right. And I wanted to have the amp head. Well, I bought the amp head, and those crafty Chinese. It's all like little teeny stuff in there. It's like half through board and half SMD, and like the resistors are teeny. And when I found out what was wrong with it, there was nothing wrong with it when I got it. I played it for a half hour, and I'm jamming, man. My girlfriend's here. She says, that's loud. And there's my Les Paul. And I'm freaking like, bam, 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 bam. And I'm having such a great time, and all of a sudden I heard, oh, I must have came unplugged. So I freaking started flipping the switch, and I'm like, oh. So I turned it off, and I opened it up, and I found out what had happened was one of the resistors freaking burned up. And it burned up because one of the tubes, all the tubes were like no marking Chinese tubes. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, you crafty Chinese. And I freaking went through there and I replaced all the tubes with good tubes that I had or ordered them. And then the resistors, they look like this. They're up at an angle, so they'll fit in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's how I put them in there so I could put in better resistors.
Right.
And the airspace doesn't hurt them either, so it's got the. But that's what I learned about that. But it is. She sounds good. It's a good sounding amp. But transistorized stuff, the SMD stuff and stuff like that. And I swear to God, after that amp, because I had to have that amp. I mean, it was a tube screamer head. After that amp, I said, from now on, anytime I buy an amp, it's going to be an amp that is point-to-point hand-wired, period. Because if I got to go back through it, I don't want to have to freaking try with a hairdryer or something, melting out of SMD.
The silicone and all that crap.
Exactly.
Now this is the Premiers were true point-to-point
I
wired.
remember what I had. I had a Premier reverb unit one time, which was not nearly as good as a Fender one, but I had one.
Now they were noisy. If you got in there and chilled it and did some improvements to it to make it sound better and not as noisy, they were pretty good. But yeah, they were noisy.
I was still in the Army, man. You talking to an old airborne ranger? I don't know jack about these things until I started studying them. Now I know a little bit about it.
Now you could probably get.
I know enough not to fry myself.
Yeah. Now you could probably get that thing now and do some shielding.
Yeah.
And change a couple of routing things, and it'd be stellar.
Yeah. the shielding. Who was talking about that? It was either D Lab or Uncle Doug. They were talking about